The Queen praised the resilience of London and Manchester after appalling attacks, in a Christmas message today that also paid tribute to her husband, Prince Philip, who retired from regular royal duties this year. The Queen's message to the nation and the Commonwealth looked back over the previous 12 months, taking home as its theme. The powerful identities of the capital and the northern English city had shone through after militant attacks as well as a devastating fire that destroyed the residential tower block Grenfell Tower in London, the Queen said. During her televised address to the nation, the Queen praised the powerful identities of London and Manchester that have shone through in the face of terrorist attacks. The 91-year-old monarch, whose televised address is an essential part of a traditional Christmas in Britain, said it had been a privilege to visit victims of the bomb attack at a pop concert in Manchester, as she was able to witness the bravery and resilience of survivors firsthand. This Christmas, I think of London and Manchester, whose powerful identities shone through over the past 12 months in the face of appalling attacks. In Manchester, those targeted included children who had gone to see their favorite singer. A few days after the bombing, I had the privilege of meeting some of the young survivors and their parents. I described that hospital visit as a privilege because the patients I met were an example to us all, showing extraordinary bravery and resilience. The Queen's message to the nation and the Commonwealth looked back over the previous 12 months, taking home as its theme. Visible in the background were portraits of Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, Prince Charles and Camilla, as well as the Queen and Prince Philip on their wedding day in 1947 and 70 years later, and photos of their great-grandchildren Prince George and Princess Charlotte. The nation endured a series of devastating terrorist atrocities during the year, beginning with the Westminster Bridge attack in March that saw 4 pedestrians die when an attacker, later shot dead by police, drove at them before fatally stabbing a police officer. In Manchester a few months later 22 people, including children, were killed when a lone suicide attacker detonated an explosive device as crowds of music fans left Manchester Arena following a performance by US singer Ariana Grande. There were more deaths in June when 3 terrorists in a van plowed into pedestrians on London Bridge then went on a knife rampage in Borough Market, killing 8 in total. They were shot dead by police. On the 60th anniversary of her first televised Christmas address, Elizabeth said her reflections on the year had made her grateful for the blessings of home and family, and praised her husband and his unique sense of humor. The 96-year-old prince, also known as the Duke of Edinburgh, has been at the Queen's side throughout her 65 years on the throne, and has often grabbed the headlines with his off-colour comments. The Queen speaks to Amy Barlow, 12, from Rawtestall, Lancashire, and her mother, Cathy, during a visit to the Royal Manchester Children's Hospital to meet victims of the Manchester terror attack.